I think Tesla's always had a deep, deep place in his heart for Magnus, but knows that he is never going to be the love of her life, that tall, bald, and homicidal Jack the Ripper is going to be the one that's got her heartstrings.
We'll all meet back here with our keys.
Which leaves you and Nikola. Your tests are marked for the same area.
I guess your father liked us best as a couple.
Helen, if you can wait.
I'll be fine.
Such chivalry.
If any harm comes to her, accidental or otherwise...
I have no reason to do her any harm, but you. I'm finding more reasons by the minute.
Honestly, I am surrounded by adolescents.
Definitely the deepest animosity between Druid and I. And it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. You know, what kind of jealousy there is there.
You know, Nicky's a pain in the ass, really. I think that if he saw the R's end of Nikola Tesla, he'd be a happy man.
The power in that vial. It could change history. Create any kind of future we choose.
It comes down to showmanship, too, I think. Who really is the most, who has the most power, I think, or who can go to the most extreme place. I mean, Druid is such an extreme character with such darkness in him.
Guess who's still standing?
John.
Hello, Nikola.
And when we first met Tesla, that was certainly the way Tesla was introduced, was that he was the darkest or had the most capacity for evil.
At the same time, there's a wonderful respect and camaraderie to these two.
John, really, he's not worth it, pardon the pun.
If you kill him, he can't help her.
Same old Johnny.
And we saw a more human side to him, as we have seen with Druid too. But again, it comes down to competition and I think past grudges too.
Nice move. Last time we met, Johnny. Took me a while to get over it.
Not long enough, old boy. Care for another helping?
It's qualities of Tesla's that Tesla sees in Druid that Tesla reacts to the strongest. So it's when he, I mean, I think that that's true in life, right? When you actually take apart what it is you don't like so much about someone, often it's qualities that you have. So I think his arrogance and his power and his, of course, special bond with Magnus.
Hand it over.
Very well. But really, I have to say, when I imagine the splendor of the entry hall, an architectural site thousands of years old, a veritable marvel of art and design, and to think that the first witnesses to this spectacle will be Huey, Dewey, and Screwy? Really, Helen, my heart sinks you chose them over me.
Don't be bitter.
I do it so well.
Well, I think Tesla has such disdain for ordinary humans and takes great pleasure in making that known.
I want my life back. Look at me, Helen. I'm reduced to parlor tricks and Morse code. I can't even get out of a cobweb without help from these chumps. What am I now? Human with benefits? It's pathetic.
And at any chance he can get, I think, making fun of how pathetic and weak regular humans are.
You I like. You, I don't know.
I'm Dr. Zimmerman. I work with Dr. Magnus.
Protégé. Well, the mission's necessary disposable item.
Stop this, Nikola.
Will and Nikola have an interesting relationship, I think. I don't know if you can even really call it a relationship. Definitely from Tesla's point of view, I'm sure he just sees Will as just some pathetic little human who, you know, is something of an annoyance. He kind of treats him as though he's a child. And you just happen to get trapped by them. God, that's so weird.
Yeah, down, Junior. I didn't know they were here until they tried to make me part of the architecture.
As far as Tesla's concerned, Will's just not in the same class and needs to be reminded of that. on a daily basis, keep him in his place.
Retrieve the source blood and it's a grand slam?
One thing at a time, Dr. Expendable.
I think because Will is so resilient too, and puts up with so much because he believes in his work. I mean, as far as I can tell, Will believes in his job and is devoted to Magnus. He becomes a great foil for Tesla's arrogance.
You know what I say? I say you got yourself into a little bit of trouble and you dragged us into the mess too.
So stop whining about it. I thought helping people was part of your job description.
Yeah, people. You, Professor Hidden Agenda? Not so much. His opinion of Tesla is that Tesla is a guy who's in the Tesla business, first and foremost, always has a secret agenda, always doesn't ever do anything that doesn't benefit him in some way.
Unprotected platinum coils? Wolf boy. Have a word with him about power efficiency.
I doubt Henry planned on this kind of repurposing.
That's no excuse.
Tesla and Henry have an interesting relationship because I don't think Tesla respects Henry very much at all. And I think, despite himself, Henry can't help but respect Tesla and admire him. I think Henry admires the guy and hates him for being so clever. Yeah, I get how you could generate a signal by clenching your kegels or whatever, but how did you get the range?
Oh, you obviously didn't do any aerial mapping on your way in. Had you, you might have noticed the amplification properties of the local terrain.
Parabolic focus point. Okay, then wouldn't it be secondary signals?
Shh. Stop. You'll hurt yourself. I'm feeling far too tired to feign concern.
You're welcome. Jackass. It's the last guy in the world Henry wants to, learn from or look up to. I think he just despises so much about him. I mean, you can go back to that whole vampire werewolf thing where those are just two. They just never get along historically ever.
The Cabal have been planning this move for decades. I've had 2 days, a crappy lab, and Tiny Tim for an assistant, so please cut me some slack.
If you think working with you is a party, think again, Vlad.
Good, you finally showed up. Quit your whining and get to work.
And he's got to work with Wolf Boy and in the lab with the crappy antique tools that Magnus keeps around. And I mean, I think, yeah, when Tesla gets angry about something, especially if it's a mistake that he's made, he immediately blames somebody else. And I found that fuels a lot of scenes, is that often Tesla is just angry at his own predicament or at his own error, and that fuels a bunch of rage at someone else.
Never bore your audience.
That, to me, is Tesla. Never bore your audience. That's him. That's a very definitive moment. He's about to do something brave, but in his mind, it's like, well, I'm only doing this because, God forbid, anything should be dull and uninteresting. And he's about that. He's a genius. Geniuses are like that. A lot of criminals are geniuses because they're just bored silly living inside the rules of society, and Tesla's like the ultimate criminal genius.
I think he's an enjoyable person to dislike.
He's the character you love to hate and you love to love because he's just so out there. Yeah. Yeah, and he has become one of the most popular characters on the show, and for very good reason. Not only because the actor playing him is so incredible, but because this character is such a fully realized dink. You just love him. I don't know if I can use that word, but I'm gonna.
Yeah, well, since when did I become the responsible member of this group? The big hairy one can answer the phone. I'm not missing out on this.
You're absolutely determined to come with us?
Well, of course I am.
If you insist.
Son of a bitch!
That's what makes him so fun to play, is his ability to say absolutely anything.
No, we mustn't forget our most important achievement of the day. My resurrection.
Oh, here we go.
Sweet, sweet resurrection.